Karibu sana to the
Asante sana,
show.
nimeshukuru.
Great to have you here.
Me too.
Aki, kwanza please explain to us Mankush. Now tell us that name. Na majina kamili.
Yeah. No, Mankush ni jina la mtaa tu. Jina la mtaa ambalo nilichukua na likashika poa, unaona. And I made it my that name. So Mankush, I love to be called like that.
Okay.
People complain about it, but I'm not here to praise everybody. Anyway.
That's right.
As far as I love the name,
yeah.
Na inauza, inachoma.
Maze, you know what? You're very
effort. I've done nothing to be what I am.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadiq, are you seeing the future?
And I've been a boxer for 16 good years.
Like.
So don't try to joke with me around,
okay.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sifanyi kazi ya Mungu kwa sababu ya kukosa ingine.
Oh my goodness. I really want to understand you as a politician. I mean, not a politician, but a pastor and a comedian. Unless you have political hopes as well.
No, so. I don't have any political hope because I earn more than them.
Oh, okay.
What?
Right. Of social media stories to talk about with Mankush here. There's a very angry bit to have you here.
Thank you.
I want us to jump straight into our social media trends of the week. And my goodness, you guys, there's been a lot that has been happening this week. Let's begin with an angry bishop who has lectured teenage girls over rising cases of teenage pregnancy. Now listen, I'm not making light of this situation because we've talked about this on the show. It's quite an important issue. But AIC Elgeyo Marakwet Reverend David Kipsoi has come out to lecture teenage girls who give in to boys' sex demands despite them having the power to say no. This video went viral this week. I want you to take a look at this.
Wewe msichana, wewe unakuwa mchinga, unatungwa mimba, dakika mwisho unaitwa mtumba, unatubwa na yule kijana na yule chama anachiendea. Wewe ni mchinga. Na mimi ningependa kuuliza, nani mwenye nguvu? Mwenye kuombwa au mwenye kuomba? Sasa kama wewe msichana ndio unaombwa, si ukatae. Yeye si shareholder. Ningependa kuuliza wewe msichana ukiwa mahali kaa naye ni yako, na yenye mwanaume ako naye ako ni yake. So waachane kukua mchinga na kununuliwa na kangumu. Hayu watu wa kangumu. Hao mtu anakuendesha, anakukimbiza na pikipiki. Mpaka mtu anasema sasa sijui nitafanyia nini. Utafanyia nini namna gani mpaka unawacha maisha yako na inaisha? Ningependa kuomba mtoto msichana ya kwamba uweze kujitunza na kutunza sexuality yako.
Bishop amejam. Reverend amejam hapo sana. But I think with good reason.
Yeah, lakini usisahau kitu moja.
Okay, I hope you're going to say something about
Yeah. Usisikie uchungu wa matunda ya mti ambao ulipanda.
Okay.
Ukiyala. You know? How many institutions do we have which is taking care of girl child? Show me how many we have which is taking care of boy child.
Okay.
A boy child was kind of neglected in one way or another.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Go to churches. I think you go to church. Tell me how many boys you see when the Sunday school are singing in front of the church.
But doesn't that question come back to the fathers and the parents?
No, answer my question first and then criticize it.
Okay.
How many do you see?
Not many.
Who will marry those girls? Where are they? Muliinua sana msichana kijana mkamwacha, sasa naye kijana ameinuliwa na shetani.
But unajua,
unaona, na kizima sasa mkure hiyo matunda.
Kwanza acha nikwambie lakini Bishop, you know, economically speaking, I did economics. Statistically, women are actually still very far behind men. So I know a lot of people talk about, it's only because girl child has gotten a lot of press, but it's literally going to take the girl child 100 years to get to where the men are. Which is why I'm saying, I think at the end of the day, it still boils down to our parenting.
Well,
do you think people are doing a good job as parents?
I'm not going to argue with you about the economics and what have you, because maybe the teacher who taught you what you know needed it to be taught before teaching you. So what he transferred to you was error, effectively.
No!
What I'm trying to say here is, if
no! It is not. These are statistics.
If we could have raised these two parties together, boy child and girl child, together, they could have been knowing the meaning of life. Okay. Now the boy child is left so far, and yet he is still he's still, his wisdom is a bit higher than of a lady. So if the lady is so much educated and the boy is still there, don't you see old women who are very rich looking for chokoras wanaenda wanaosha? What do ladies want in their life? It's not just a man, but manhood around them. You get me? So hata wacha kangumu hata ni beikari.
But okay, I've answered your
Anaambiwa
question.
tu buju. And that she comes.
I've answered your question. Now I need you to answer mine.
Yeah.
You're a parent.
Yes, I am.
There are many people who are absent in their sons' lives.
That's
a real concern. So I don't think it's about just saying, oh, you know, the girl child. If the girls are being raised by their mothers, where are the fathers raising their sons?
Well, we did not divide it like that. It's not a must I raise my son and my girl being raised by the mother. No.
But
both of them
my
are children.
point is there's an important role
both
that
of
a man
them.
plays.
You have said a very good point that there is absentee fathers. So the boys have got no role model. You see, and that's why they are wanatengeneza nywele sio kama baba yao, ni kama mama yao. Usiwori wakienda for another 5 years to come utawakuta na skirts kwa barabara. Because masikio ya mtoto si haya, masikio ya mtoto ni macho. Unaona? Na wanapoenda sasa nje and they sit down around and they start discussing ladies and how they can do sex and what blah 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 blah. Come back to the Bible. Inasema tamaa yenu wasichana ndio utawapeleka kwa wanaume.
Yeah.
Unaona? Now, that's why we need people who are going to show these people responsibility.
Right.
Because it did not say that you go to somebody who are not married to. Sex is not a bad game. It's the best game God gave man. But to who?
Married.
To the married people. Tunatoa jasho tukiwa uchi. It's something. Na hii ingine zote mnatoa jasho mkiwa na nguo.
Oh my God.
So if the best game that God gave man, then the devil can still use it because the devil has nothing. He only take advantage of God's creation, God's ideas.
I need to bring Sadiq into this conversation. And I want his reactions on that video of the bishop there. Of course, he had, I mean, alikuwa amejamu kweli. His language was a bit, you know.
Sadiq ni bontao.
You know, very like.
Reason zake zitakuwa za mtaa.
Again. Sadiq hebu jitete, I've tried.
I think kwa points zake aliongelelea girl child sana, but I think there needs to boy child pia nafaa kuadresiwa, especially the older guys, because akiongelelea utakuta especially up country kuna hiyo story ameongea watu wa bodaboda na vitu kaa hizo, so they should also be responsible, yani wachunge these young girls. So kuna responsibility yao pia. But
thank you for bringing up that point, Sadiq. Virtual high five because of Corona. Because I need to say it's very important. I think, yes, I agree that girls, there's a lot that we also need to take responsibility for. There's a lot of self-esteem issues. But at the same time, a real man is going to be responsible over somebody else. And you're not going to take advantage of anything that walks before you in a skirt. Okay? So I think there's that conversation too that needs to be had. And I big up the bishop. I mean, it's not the usual sermon we are used to hearing from a bishop. So I think these conversations need to be had all the more. It's very difficult in our African society, and there are just some things atuongelele. But I think it's important that he's raised these, because we've been talking on the show, 10 to 14-year-olds, 28,000 of them in this country pregnant, I think, in the last year. That's a ridiculous amount. So,
and don't forget, shule zitafunguliwa next year.
Exactly.
How many months to still we have?
And some of them are actually being taken advantage of by men in their own households. Because there's curfew, there's nowhere else they're going. So there's a huge problem.
Na mimi nauliza my sister, ni bishop gani ataamka aseme nyinyi vijana mkitupatupa watoto wenu wale wazuri na walio na akili timamu nje ya doa, tafadhali mtakapooa mtazaa watoto wamejaa makamasi. Kwa hivyo mtu achunge wake, akae na wao. Badala ya kwenda ukifikiria sasa utakuwa jogoo because of now going with many girls and also impregnating. Don't forget that you'll also one day have a girl in your life.
And someone might treat her that
how will you feel when that girl will be impregnated by somebody else who is not responsible.
True. True.
Yeah.
So also young men, they should be taught. And this is what I'm doing every day. I'm teaching, I'm educating, I'm doing counseling. You see, but how many people can I reach?
It's true.
It's very few. There
So
are very
we're
few.
calling all of you. We're calling you, man, Coach. We're calling you, Sadiq. We're calling all the gentlemen.
Well, all
watching
the
this show.
gentlemen, they should keep on telling young people, waweke hizo mbegu zao poa, because one day they will need them to do the right thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because Joyce, you know, there was a story as well of a man who was defiling his own daughter,
Imagine.
8-year-old, and like he made her his wife, and alikuwa na force our dogo amuite mom, the other younger kid.
You know, there's I know we've talked about the love of God being unconditional, but some people sijui watakalia wapi.
Do you know when a human being becomes a human being? It is when you plus God in your life. A person without God, minus God, you are less than an animal. Don't say that munafanya mambo ya wanyama. Wanyama hawafanyi hiyo mambo. You cannot find a dog going to a younger dog or going to
It's
impossible.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
Very
impossible.
wrong.
So sometimes we minus God in your life, you are lesser than
An animal.
an animal.